are so many reasons to choose John Knox Village, but one of the amazing resources that they have for their residents is a 24-hour security with EMT trained security officers. And here to tell us more about it is Dawson Moad, John Knox Village Public Safety Officer. Dawson, thank you for being here today.
Thank you for having me.
Of course. Okay, so tell us, what does the John Knox Village Public Safety Department entail?
So the main thing that the John Knox Public Safety Department entails is we have 24/7 security officers who patrol the village. They're all EMT trained, so when they're not patrolling, they're going to be the first to respond to any and all emergency calls and do the initial assessment and treatment of anything needing done. And if needed, call the ambulance and have them come over and help.
And like you said, the village has its own ambulance service. So how does that operate and then serve the residents and the community as a whole?
So our ambulance service, they're staffed and stocked how you would almost find any ambulance in any big city. They will respond to the emergency calls on the village, help the residents with whatever.
Yeah.
And they also help Lee Summit and the surrounding community with anything that they might need.
Now, as an EMT, you must have had to administer CPR several times. Can you demonstrate it for us? Because we've got a couple of visual aids here down on the ground.
Yes, absolutely.
All right,
Let's
Shane, we're putting you in.
Can I join you in this and just
Oh, please do.
along? Okay, so we're down here. Get down here now. Okay, so Dawson, what do we need to know?
All right. First things first, if you come to someone who's not responsive, you want to make sure they're actually not responsive.
Okay.
So you want to give them, a few hard taps, yell their name, see if they respond.
Yep.
If they don't respond, you want to make sure you check pulse up here in the neck. Just 10
Does it matter
seconds.
which fingers that you use to do that?
We normally taught, first two.
Yeah.
And you want to get down, see if they're breathing.
Okay.
Not breathing, no pulse. You want to make sure you have someone call 911.
Okay.
Don't just say someone call 911. You want to point them out and say, you in the blue shirt, call 911.
Oh, that's a smart move. Yeah, because if anybody's standing there, they're all going to think the other person's doing it. Yeah, so to specifically point to someone, yeah, is a good idea. Okay.
Or if they don't all think someone else is going to do it, everyone's going to call. Just bog down the system.
Smart move there, too. Ooh. Okay. All right, so what's the next step after we find out that they're not breathing?
All right, so after you make sure someone calls 911, you're going to take your dominant hand, put it right here in the middle of the chest.
Okay.
Non-dominant hand on top.
Okay.
You're going to make sure your shoulders are over top, lock your elbows out, and you want to make sure you press down about 2 inches, about 100 to 120 times a minute, kind of to the beat of Staying Alive, right?
Yep.
Now, you're doing it to where you hear the click, right? That's kind of the thing that you want to hear when you're doing it with these dummies?
Yes, when you're doing it with the dummies, you want to make sure you're hearing the click. That's about 2 inches, the right depth.
That's a lot of pressure. You almost feel like you're doing it too hard, but I guess that's what you want to do,
Yeah,
right?
you got to make sure you compress that chest, and you want to make sure you come all the way back up each time.
That's crazy. Do you want to try this?
I'll give it a go.
Just try this. It's way more than you actually think you'd have to do.
Okay. So dominant hand.
Right in the middle of the chest.
Okay.
Non-dominant hand on top.
Okay.
You want to put your shoulders over top of your hand.
Okay.
And you're kind of pressing down with your whole upper half.
Oh, wait, I can't get the click.
You might have to go up a little. Nope. Okay.
All right, so I would have to not be the person doing this, maybe.
Yeah, you're putting a lot of force. Make sure those elbows are locked out.
Now, Dawson, you're demonstrating hands-only CPR, but this has kind of changed over the years, right?
Yes, sir. Yes. Over the last few years, they've kind of taken away the rescue breath for just everyone, not really first responders. We still do that. But for just normal bystanders, the main thing you want to focus on is that good chest compressions and making sure you get emergency services there to take over.
Keep them with that rhythm, too.
You want to do it one more time?
Okay, here we go.
I think you did a really good job at it.
I'll give this to you.
Thank you so much. Well, guys, to learn more about everything John Knox Village offers, you can head over to their website, jkv.org, or just give them a call at 816-251-8000.